Welcome to the It Factor. We're Jemmy and I,
Exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan,
CEO of CDML,
an MSP in Queens, NY,
offering network management,
VoIP in UCAP,
cybersecurity,
compliance.
IES, and Microsoft 365 and Azure.
If you're a small business owner or manage IT for a growing organization, this episode is for you.
Stay tuned.
You know, this blog post really caught my attention.
Oh,
It highlights something that often gets overlooked, especially by smaller businesses.
what's that?
Secure communication.
Hmm.
And it starts with a pretty serious warning from the FBI and CISA,
Okay.
urging everyone to switch to encrypted messaging.
It definitely makes you sit up and take notice when the FBI gets involved.
Right.
What prompted such a strong warning?
Well, it's actually tied to a recent cyber attack that targeted U.S. telecom networks.
Really?
Yeah, a group dubbed Salt Typhoon, linked to the Chinese government,
Oh, wow.
exploited vulnerabilities to access sensitive data from major telecom companies.
Okay, hold on. Vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Does that mean these companies had gaping security holes?
Not exactly.
Okay.
They exploited what are known as backdoors.
Backdoors.
Think of them as hidden entry points built into systems.
Interesting.
These particular backdoors were originally intended for lawful surveillance under the Communications Assistance for Lawful Enforcement Act, or CALEA.
Kalia.
Yeah, it allows authorized agencies to tap into communications for investigations.
So essentially, a system designed for legal surveillance was hijacked for illegal activities.
Exactly.
That's pretty unsettling.
Yeah, it is.
As a small business owner myself,
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder, are these kinds of attacks something I really need to worry about? It seems like something that would target big corporations, not someone like me.
That's a common misconception and a dangerous one. Cyber criminals often see small businesses as softer targets.
Okay.
Assuming they might have weaker defenses.
Interesting.
They may not have dedicated IT staff or the budget for high-level security measures.
That makes sense. But what kind of information would they even be after?
Right.
My business emails and phone calls aren't exactly top-secret government intel.
You'd be surprised.
Would I?
Even seemingly mundane communications can contain valuable information.
Like what?
Think about your internal discussions on finances, client data,
Okay.
even casual conversations that might reveal sensitive details about your operations or future plans. It's all valuable to someone who wants to exploit it.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
So this push for encrypted messaging, is that really the silver bullet solution to all of this?
It's a crucial step, definitely. Encrypted messaging apps use complex algorithms to scramble messages, making them unreadable to anyone without the decryption key.
So it's like sending a secret message in code that only the intended recipient can unlock.
Oh, exactly.
What are some of the apps I should be looking at?
Well, there are several solid options available. You've probably heard of some like Signal, WhatsApp, and Telegram.
Yeah, those are popular.
Microsoft Teams, which you might already be using for business collaboration, also offers robust encryption.
Okay.
And as Mr. Kaplan mentions in his blog post, CDML, being a managed service provider, has tools like their SNAP mobile app used with their VoIP services, which offer encrypted messaging.
So many choices.
There are a lot.
I have to admit, I've always been a little intimidated by these apps.
Oh, yeah.
They seem so techy and complicated.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Are they difficult to set up and use?
Not at all.
Really?
Most are designed with user-friendliness in mind.
Okay.
They integrate with your existing contacts and have familiar interfaces, much like your regular texting apps.
So they're not as scary as they seem.
Not at all.
But choosing the right app is just the first step.
That's right.
The real key is proper implementation and training.
Absolutely. That's right. You're absolutely right.
So it's as much about educating your team as it is about the technology itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there any other steps small business owners can take to strengthen their communication security?
Definitely.
Okay, like what?
One simple but crucial step is to move away from using regular SMS text messages for anything sensitive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, SMS isn't encrypted, making it very vulnerable to interception.
Oh, that's interesting you mentioned that, because I was just watching a crime drama where they intercepted text messages. Like, it was nothing.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like with ease.
Yeah.
It makes you realize how exposed our everyday communications can be.
Exactly. That's why it's also a good practice to use encrypted voice calls whenever possible. Many messaging apps offer this feature, providing another layer of protection for sensitive conversations.
It seems like there's a lot to consider.
There is.
And while I'm getting a better grasp on these concepts, I'm not sure I have the expertise to implement all this on my own.
Right.
That's where a company like CDML comes in, right?
Precisely, managed service providers like CDML are invaluable for small businesses that may not have dedicated IT staff.
Mm-hmm.
They can help you navigate the complexities of cybersecurity and secure communication.
And in his blog post,
Yeah.
Mr. Kaplan highlights some of their key services,
Right.
such as secure VoIP solutions
Yeah.
and Microsoft Teams implementation.
That's right.
Speaking of those services, can you break down how they actually contribute to stronger security?
Sure.
I'm familiar with VoIP and Microsoft Teams,
Yeah.
but not so much on the security specifics.
Well, let's start with VoIP.
Okay.
CDML's VoIP systems use advanced encryption to safeguard your voice communications, preventing interception even if someone manages to tap into your phone lines.
Wow, that's a huge relief, especially for businesses that handle sensitive client information over the phone.
It is.
What about Microsoft Teams?
Yeah.
It's become such a ubiquitous tool for communication and collaboration. But is it truly secure?
One of the strengths of Microsoft Teams is that it offers encryption both in transit and at rest.
In transit and at rest.
Yeah. In transit means your messages are protected as they travel between you and the recipient.
Okay.
And at rest means they're also protected while stored on Microsoft servers.
So it's like double-layered protection for your communication.
Exactly.
It's reassuring to know that a platform so many businesses rely on is taking those extra steps to ensure security.
Right.
But even with the best technology in place, isn't there still a risk if employees aren't using it correctly?
You hit the nail on the head.
Did I?
That's why the human factor is so crucial.
Okay.
And that's another area where a company like CDML shines.
How so?
They don't just set up the systems and walk away.
Yeah.
They provide comprehensive training for your employees,
Mm.
ensuring everyone understands how to use the tools securely and effectively.
That level of support is invaluable.
It is.
It's like having a dedicated security expert on call, ready to guide you through any challenges.
Exactly. They can also handle ongoing maintenance and troubleshooting, ensuring your systems stay up to date and secure against evolving threats.
So it's not just a one-time thing.
No, cybersecurity isn't a one-time fix.
Right.
It requires constant vigilance and adaptation.
This entire conversation has been a real eye-opener.
Good.
It's clear that secure communication is no longer just a nice-to-have.
Right.
It's a fundamental necessity for businesses of all sizes,
It is.
especially in light of incidents like the Salt Typhoon attack.
I wholeheartedly agree.
You do.
This incident serves as a wake-up call.
Hmm.
Relying on traditional unencrypted communication methods is simply not enough in today's digital landscape.
You telling me.
Adopting encrypted messaging and investing in secure communication platforms is a proactive step toward protecting your business, your data, and your clients.
It's an investment in peace of mind, really, and knowing that a company like CDML is there to support you throughout the process, to answer your questions and guide you through the complexities. Well, that makes the whole thing feel much less daunting.
Absolutely. Having a trusted partner with the expertise to navigate the ever-changing world of cybersecurity can be incredibly empowering.
For sure.
It allows you to focus on what you do best,
Which is...
running your business.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key message you want our listeners to take away?
The key takeaway is this.
Okay.
Secure communication is no longer optional. It's essential, whether you're a small business owner, an IT manager, or just someone concerned about your privacy. The time to act is now. Explore the options, invest in the right tools, and prioritize secure communication practices.
Great advice. And remember, folks, if you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure where to start, companies like CDML are there to help.
That's right.
They can tailor their solutions to your specific needs and budget.
Exactly.
Now, I'd love to hear from you, our listener.
Okay.
What stood out to you most in this deep dive? Are you already using encrypted communication in your business? If not, what's your first step going to be to enhance your security?
Remember, staying safe and secure in today's digital world requires constant vigilance. We encourage you to explore the resources mentioned and make secure communication a priority.
It really makes you think, about how vulnerable we all are in this interconnected digital world.
That's right.
Like this whole thing with Salt Typhoon.
Right.
It just shows that no one is immune to these kinds of threats.
Absolutely.
Whether you're a massive telecom company or a small business just starting out.
Exactly.
And I think that's a really important takeaway for our listeners.
Yeah, I agree.
We can't afford to be complacent.
Yeah.
thinking, oh, it won't happen to me.
Right.
Because the reality is,
Yeah.
it could happen to anyone.
That's right.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, is there anything we haven't explicitly covered that you think is important for our listeners to consider?
Well, I think it's crucial to remember that technology is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
The tools and tactics used by cybercriminals are becoming more sophisticated every day. What works as a defense today might be obsolete tomorrow.
It's like a constant game of cat and mouse.
It is.
Always trying to stay one step ahead.
Exactly.
So basically what you're saying is cybersecurity isn't a one-time fix.
It's not.
It's an ongoing process, a journey of continuous learning and adaptation.
Absolutely.
Being willing to stay informed about the latest threats and best practices. And for small business owners who might not have that in-house expertise, partnering with a trusted MSP like CDML can really make a world of difference.
It can.
Because they can provide that expert guidance and support to help navigate this ever-changing landscape.
That's right.
All right, well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Hopefully our listeners are feeling more informed and empowered to take steps to protect themselves and their businesses.
Yeah, I hope so.
Even small changes, like making that switch to encrypted messaging, can have a big impact. So remember, folks, stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay safe out there.
Absolutely. And if you find yourself needing that expert help, don't hesitate to reach out to a trusted MSP like CDML.
Great advice.
They can help you build that strong security posture and ensure you're well protected in this digital age.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into secure communication.
My pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious and stay secure.